Good evening. My name is Michael Dion. I'm the Executive Director, Chief Financial Officer of the Fall River Community Development Agency. Tonight's public hearing is on a proposed substantial amendment to the 2015-2020 Consolidated Plan and the 2019 Annual Action Plan for the Community Development Block Grant Program and the Emergency Solutions Grant Program. Two programs which are funded now by the CARES Act, the Coronavirus Aid, Relief, and Economic Security Act. Also tonight, we're talking about a proposed amendment to the Fall River Community Development Agency's Citizen Participation Plan. This public hearing is being held to provide residents of Fall River with the opportunity to express their views on the following proposed substantial amendment to the 2015-2020 Consolidated Plan, 2019 Annual Action Plan, and FRCDA's Citizens Participation Plan. On or about May 14th, 2020, the Fall River Community Development Agency will submit to the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development a substantial amendment to the 2015-2020 Consolidated Plan, 2019 Annual Action Plan for the Community Development Block Grant Program and Emergency Solutions Grant Program under the CARES Act. Under the CARES Act, the Fall River Community Development Agency received $1,723,628 of Community Development Block Grant funding to prepare, prevent, and respond to the COVID-19 crisis. Under this funding, the FRCDA proposes to provide a small and medium business stabilization program and meals distribution program. A majority of businesses operating in the city are drastically being impacted by the loss of revenue caused by and imposed by the COVID-19 state of emergency essential business guidelines. In accordance with 24 CFR 570.208, the Fall River Community Development Agency will assist businesses with job creation, job retention activities under the Low Mod Income Jobs and Low Mod Income Area Benefit National Objectives. Under Section 570.203B, Special Economic Development, and Section 570.201.03, Microenterprise Development, the FRCDA will provide assistance to a for-profit business in the form of a loan/grant for the creation and retention of employment opportunities. This program has a projected budget of $1,228,903 and will be administered by Jobs for Fall River Incorporated. In accordance with 24 CFR 570.201, Basic Eligible Activities, E, Public Services, and 24 CFR Part 570.208, Criteria for National Objectives, A, Activities benefiting low and moderate income persons, and 2, limited clientele activities, the FRCDA will implement a meals distribution program to service the elderly, disabled, and low-income individuals and families. The purpose of this commitment is to assist qualified city residents who have had to either isolate, quarantine, and who have also been negatively affected financially because of the COVID-19. This program has a project budget of approximately $150,000. The subrecipient responsible for the program has not been decided at this time. The CARES Act allows for 20% of the grant total to be used for administration of the CDBG grant funding. This $344,725 of funding will be prorated between several subrecipients and the Fall River Community Development Agency. Under the CARES Act, the Fall River Community Development Agency also received $866,031 of Emergency Solutions Grant funding to prepare, prevent, and respond to COVID-19. ESG funding can be used for shelter operations, street outreach, shelter renovations, homeless prevention and rapid rehousing, homeless management information systems called HMIS, and the administration of the ESG program. Under 24 CFR Part 576-576.102, Emergency Shelter Component, Renovations. $50,000 will be made available for renovations. Because of COVID-19, the city's main shelter, the First Step Inn, is at full capacity and was in a lockdown capacity. Over the past several weeks, a guest has tested positive for the coronavirus, therefore requiring the shelter to quarantine. Because of this situation, the city, being proactive, contracted with Solomon's Porch to use their building at 371 Bay Street as an additional shelter facility. For the last 6 years, Solomon's Porch provided shelter services for the city's homeless population for the cold winter months. To prepare the building to be used for a COVID-19 shelter, 4 rehabilitation projects need to take place. 1. The installation of a commercial washer and dryer, allowing the shelter guests to clean and disinfect their clothing. The washer and dryer will be donated. Installation of 2 handicap shower stalls, allowing shelter guests to bathe. This installation also allows for the discontinuance of the cost of daily shower passes of the YMCA. The YMCA is currently shut down because of the pandemic. The city obtained procurement bids for the rental of showers from several facilities at a cost of $2,500 to $3,000 per week. All shower rentals were procured by area hospitals. Installation of Wi-Fi to allow medical personnel to provide medical information on COVID-19 clients to other healthcare facilities. Also will allow Solomon's Porch to input guest demographics into the HMIS computer system as required by HUD ESG funding. Purchase of computer equipment also. This purpose of this commitment is again to prepare and respond to the coronavirus. Under 24 CFR Part 76, Emergency Shelter Component Shelter Operations, the FRCD is making available $130,000. The funds will be provided to the First Step Inn, single male and female shelter, and Our Sister's Place for operations of both shelters. Shelter operations include security, utilities, overtime pay, hazard pay, food, furnishings, and supplies necessary for the operation of the shelter. The purpose of this commitment is also to respond to the coronavirus. 24 CFR Part 576-576.102, Emergency Shelter Component, Shelter Operations. Again, the City Fall River Community Development Agency has made available $20,000 if there is no appropriate emergency shelter available for a homeless person or individual. The FRCDA will provide a motel voucher to the Capri Motel in Dartmouth, Mass. For that family or individual. This practice is always done as a last resort and is monitored by Stepping Stone. The FRCDA has a special discounted rate with the Capri Motel, and this motel does not require the use of a credit card. The purpose of this commitment, again, is to respond to the coronavirus. Just want to reiterate again that this practice is done as a last resort, okay? The next component is 24 CFR Part 576.101, Street Outreach Component. FRCDA will make available approximately $116,000 to implement a street outreach program to provide essential services to the street homeless. The program will reach out to unsheltered homeless individuals and families, connecting them with emergency shelter, housing, critical services, and providing them with urgent, non-facility based care. Street outreach will include engagement, case management, emergency health and mental health services, and transportation. The outreach program will consist of a part-time coordinator, part-time driver, van rental, and a monthly food budget for food and supplies. Outreach will be provided approximately twice during the week and once on weekends. Again, the purpose of this commitment is to respond to the coronavirus. Under 24 CFR Part 76, 576.103, Homeless Prevention. Under Homeless Prevention, our Fall River Community Development Agency will commit approximately $400,000. Subrecipient Catholic Social Services will provide services to prevent an individual or family from moving to an emergency shelter, a place not meant for human habitation, or another place described in paragraph 1 of the homeless HUD definition. Homeless prevention is necessary to help the program participant regain stability in their current housing or move them into other permanent housing and achieve stability in that housing. 24 CFR Part 76, 576.104, rapid rehousing. The Community Development Agency has approximately committed $53,428 through subrecipient Catholic Social Services to provide housing relocation and stabilization services and or short-term or medium-term rental assistance, first month's, last month's rent and security deposit, to help individuals or families living in shelters or in places not meant for human habitation to move as quickly as possible into permanent housing and achieve stability. 24 CFR Part 576, 576.107, HMIS component. The Community Development Agency has put aside, committed approximately $10,000 of ESG funds. These funds will pay for the cost of participating in and contributing to collect data through the Caseworthy HMIS system. The proposed budget is for the purchase of 3 new computers and additional costs for the Caseworthy HMIS computer system. HMIS computer system, information systems, is a requirement of HUD and must be done for the program to succeed. Also, under 24 CFR Part 576, 576.108, administration of the CARES Act allows a 10% of the grant total to be used for administration of the additional grant funding. Approximately $86,603 will be used for administration of the program. On May 4th, 2020, a display advertisement was published in the Fall River Herald News and Au Journal to inform the public about the opportunity to comment on the proposed substantial amendment. All comments, testimonies, statements, letters, and petitions submitted prior to tonight's hearing or by the end of the comment period on May 11th, 2020 will be used in preparation of the substantial amendment. Comments, correspondence can be mailed to the Fall River Community Development Agency, 1 Government Center, Fall River, Mass. 02722, 6th floor, room 633. Again, let me repeat that. The Fall River Community Development Agency, 1 Government Center, Fall River, Mass. 02722, 6th floor, room 633. Or you can email them to mdion@fallriverma.org. Again, that email address is mdion@fallriverma.org. If anybody would like to obtain more information about the substantial amendment, they can also call the Fall River Community Development Agency, ask for myself, Director Dion, at 508-679-0131. The format of tonight's public hearing will allow participants the opportunity to express their views on the proposed substantial amendment. Prepared statements to that effect will be accepted. That concludes our public hearing for this evening. Please, if you have any questions concerning the substantial amendment to the 2019 Annual Action Plan, please reach out to the Fall River Community Development Agency. It is always the goal of the agency to get as much citizens' participation in the development of any plan that the agency puts together in terms of helping low-income residents of the city of Fall River. I want to thank you again. Thank you for your participation, and we look forward to submitting this substantial amendment within the next week or so. Thank you.